Alright everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to my channel. Now, I'm coming with you a great build list for my brother. Yes, he came to me and said, Ron, I know I have two PCs already. You told me one is on 2 gigabytes using Windows 7. And this one here is using Windows 7 and it's on 4 gigabytes. But it's an HP build, which I have redesigned it, giving it a little better case, a little decent airflow. It goes up to 8 gigabytes, but you're gonna use Windows 7. Now, I gave my brother an option. He can still use Windows 7. You just got to go ahead and put your malware software, your antivirus software, etc. on there to keep hackers from hacking in. And of course, they're gonna need your IP address, so just make sure you don't get that out. And that's about basically it. Or you can use Windows 10. I'm giving him the option. And with that option, it goes two ways. The basic old school build is on the socket LGA 1150. The new school build is on the LGA 1200 and the AM4 platform. Yes, let's go ahead and get into it because I know I'm excited. I know he is because I went over with him how I got these options for you. He said, okay, I'm waiting on it, so let's do it. Alrighty. Now, y'all know I'm old school. I know how to use the old part. This is one reason why I built my channel off. If your system's still working, why fix it? Now, if you're using Windows XP and you don't need socket 370 or socket 478, socket 462, or any Intel or AMD platform where you was on the Cepron socket 754s and below, or the AM2 and the AM2 Plus. Now with the AM2 Plus, you had to use it with the AM2 and the AM2 Plus, it was Windows 7 certified. Then we had Windows 10. Then we had the junk hardware to go to Windows 10. And a lot of manufacturers started realizing that so they say, you know what? Let's stop making consumers waste money and start making these motherboards upgradable to the newest latest software by them updating their BIOS to handle that. Alrighty, now on this platform here, as you see in front of me, the Intel i5 4430, it goes to Windows 7, Windows 10. I looked it up. I went to MSI website, like I always do, like I tell everybody, every new builder or every person who's on old hardware looking to upgrade. What do you want your system to do? If you're already a basic, keep it basic. If you want to be a gamer, you have to be on the latest gear. That's what I tell you. If you want to be a content creator, you have to go on the more high-end gear, where you want 8 cores, 16 threads, 12 cores, 24 threads. But here, my brother just using it for basic use. He's not a content creator. He's not a gamer. So y'all keep that in mind when y'all watch this video as I go over this price list here using the LGA 1150. It's Windows 10. I know because I looked up all the information. That's how I know. It's on DDR3. Everybody said use DDR3. I'm using DDR3 for my basic simple gaming. Yes, my Angry Birds, Gems of War, Marvel Comic Puzzle, Mahjong, Siberia 1, 2, and 3, etc. My golfing, my Sims, my style, my way, having fun. Alrighty, for my brother here, he just gonna go ahead and be using it just for his music. He wants to go ahead on and do some writing because he got one coming out of his own book, personal book of poems, etc. or whatever book you want to do, and watch his little Netflix and Hulu on his computer. Alrighty, the CPU of choice is the Intel i5 4430. 4 cores, 4 threads. You can get this off eBay. The release date of this CPU came out in June 2nd, 2013. We are in 2022. That is a 9-year-old CPU still being used in today's world because half the world in the United States of America alone is 60 million of us. Half of us still use old hardware, use Windows 7 and Windows XP. This first CPU is coming in at $33.95. The CPU cooler, I love this company, ID Cooling, is the ID Cooling DK03i 100 watt TDP handleage, coming in at $19.99. The motherboard of choice is the MSI H81M P33 LGA 1150. You get this motherboard off AliExpress. It's coming in at $43.43. The memory is the 18 Group Elite DDR3 16GB kit, two 8GB sticks at 1600 MHz speed, PC3 12800, CR11 unbuffed non-ECC memory, coming in at $44.97. The storage is SP512GB SSD at $44.99. The case, great case. I love this case by Thermaltake. It is a Thermaltake version H18, coming in at $66.50. This power supply is a great power supply by RSGain. I use them. They're in all my systems at home, and I also use Wraith Max. They're in my systems at home. I've been using my Wraith Max for over 3 years. I had having the PIVA running good and strong on non-modular PSU. My RSGain for both my grandson build and my gaming build is on for about a little more. My grandson is about 2 years. Mine is I just recently updated it to it. It's not an issue. This here is coming in at $46.99. One person I read in the comment saying, "Oh, that is a raggedy power supply." I ain't gonna say the curse word. I've been here tight back. I said it's been 2.5 years and my power supplies are going strong. Now, keep this in mind to the high-enders. Y'all get a little ridiculous in pricing, build, and frame per second numbers. The more power you put in your system, the more powerful you need the more power you need from your PSU. So the more power, because y'all like doing y'all custom cooling with the custom cooling water blocks, pumps, and etc. stuff that you really don't need in a system, but y'all put them in there anyway for looks and commutations. I don't build systems like that. I build a system on functionality, not for looks, not for presentation feel. Oh, you have a nice system here. It looks really nice. No. I built my systems off functionality. Simple, easy, basic. Done. Now for the high-enders, y'all look for y'all flow, which is okay. I'm not knocking it. I love y'all. That's the way it is. But for us basic users, we like stuff simple, easy. Just like I said, and this is my preference, this is my perspective. As watching the RGB stuff, it was cool, but that just a little too overrated, And then less than over a year and a half to 2 years, because I built my systems in 2020, and I kind of lost the feel of RGB. But to all the newcomers coming on, I don't think my brother liked RGB, but I'm gonna give him a feel of it with these case fans here, and it's the remote. I use these fans in my entertainment rig. It's a C8123 by Up Here. Great RGB, so he might like the RGB strobe feel and every light. As you see, my lights going in the background. That's the only way I do my RGB. With that, my PC stays in one specific color, which is blue. My editing rig, I took the fans out. They're just all simple straight fans, blowing at 1350 RPM. And my entertainment rigs, both living room and bedroom, stays in one specific color, blue. I don't strobe it. I don't do nothing. I like the lights, but the RGB strobe and all the rainbow colors and stuff like that, I really too much got out of it. So RGB is not for me, but it may be for my brother here. That's why I'm putting it in his build. But I'm gonna see if he want it. The total of this build here is $375.68. This is build number 1 off the LGA 1150. Now, let's go to build number 2 off the Intel i3 10100 4-core 8 threads. Now, everybody, all the viewers, keep in mind this is a basic simple system. If you're looking for a basic simple system, this is it for your needs. Now, if you're more of a mid-level gamer or a high-end content creator, then you got to step your parts up to more high-end gear that you can love and you can handle. This is one reason why I say to everybody, newcomers, basic builders, if you're already old school like me, what do you want your PC to do? Most people like their PC to be simple. Most people like their systems to be more high-end, etc. So you build your system the way you like it, you enjoy it, you love it. My brother gonna love this set because it's for him. Now on this build here, I'm stepping up to the latest gear, which is the Intel i3 10100. The reason why I'm not putting him on the LGA 1700 because he don't need that. And the motherboards for that, the system is a little more high-end and power hungry, and he's not going to utilize the full potential of that motherboard. So that's why I'm keeping him on a basic, simple motherboard. That's the main thing I always ask myself when I do builds. How much power you need just to power your system. Excuse me. Once you figure that out, then you're good to go. Just like I said, for the more high-enders that go with the high-end presentation film and etc. gear, but you don't need all that gear. You don't need no 8 water blocks just to power Intel i7 12900KS 12900 or whatever, or the AMD Ryzen 9 5950X or the 5900X. You don't need no 8-9 water blocks. Excuse me again, but people who build their systems in their style put those in there. But I'm a basic builder, and this is for my brother. So let's get into the sale price list number 2 of the Intel i3 10100, 4 cores, 8 threads, CPU. Intel i-Core i3 10100, 4 cores, 8 threads, 65W TDP, coming in at $98.80. The CPU cooler is the ID Cooler SE 914XT, $28.99. The motherboard, the MSI B560M Pro E, $89.99. The Team Group T-Force Dark ZA Dual Kit 16GB, 2 8GB stick, DDR4, 3600 MHz RAM, $59.99. Storage, Team Group MP33 512GB NVMe M.2, coming in at $45.99. The case is the Zelman S2, great case, acrylic side panel, tinted. This case holds 6 fans. If you want to put the 120mm radiator into it, it goes up front. That's it on the radiators. You cannot add a 240 or 280 or anything else, just that 120 up front. And if you don't want the radiator, you can go all case fans, 3 up front, 2 up top, 1 in the back. This case is coming in at $61.23. The power supply is the RS Gain AGV 650 watt 80 plus bronze semi-modular, coming in at $48.99. The case frames are the up here PF 120 CF3 3-pack. The reason why I'm using 3-pack because the Zelman S2 comes with 3 fans, 2 up front, 1 in the back. Now if my brother go with this option here, I can take those 3 fans, put them up front, and I just go ahead and put the RGB to the top, 2 to the top and 1 in the back. And you cannot go wrong with that. These are case frames coming at $13.99. Now, if my brother want to use the integrated graphic controller on the CPU, this total build is coming in at $44.99. This is coming in at $449.73. Sorry about that, viewers. Now, if he wants to go with the RX 6500 XT, you do the same parts listed here. That build with the RX 6500 XT, yes, the motherboard is PCIe Gen 4.0, and the M.2s is PCIe Gen 3. You could go in at the whole total build. If you're going with this here, the RX 6500 XT is $649.72. Now, if you're going with the iGPU, it's just $449.73. So he got options to play with if he wants to add that GPU, and his wife wants to go ahead on and upload her content, create her content on YouTube, you know, at 1080p. She could go ahead and do that though, using the RX 6500 XT for $649.22. Now, moving on to the last and final list, which is on the Ryzen platform. Now, just like I said, I have no sides. I don't do the fanboy stuff. It don't matter which way I'm going, Intel or AMD. Thanks to both of them and how gracious our PC technology has upgraded over the years, because if it wasn't for that, we would be on the IBMs and the Macintosh computers. Now, I'm old school, and yes, we talking about floppy drives. We talking about old school floppy drives, not the new 3.5 one. We talking about the big black ones, the little flexible ones. Yes, those floppies. And yeah, I mean, our PCs took over, went through a change over the years. So, but that's how Steve Jobs and Bill Gates started out. Cause Bill Gates did with IBM doing his software for those computers, and Steve Jobs was basically with Macintosh. Do y'all research? Y'all be interested. Y'all be amazed of what y'all be reading in the days with technology. Just like ATI was our own GPUs. We used it until AMD brought them out. Then NVIDIA came running. NVIDIA came along, and they just stopped giving us better GPUs, better graphics. But now your basic is your 4 GB. Your mid-level is your 6 GB. But now it's hard to find a 6 GB graphic card now. So your high-end is 8 GB or better. You're gonna find plenty of those. So alrighty, the last and least list is the old big boy Ryzen 5 5500 PC build. Yes, this is the last list for my brother. Now he got given the options. Knowing him, he might. I know him. He's more Intel prone, so he feels like Intel is a more better chipset, more better CPU than AMD, which I can't control that. So he mostly will be leaning towards Intel, but I'm throwing this in there just in case we want something better, something different. Alrighty, the CPU is the Ryzen 5 5500, 6 cores, 12 threads. Yes, and I'm stepping them up on the cores and threads. It's $159 for that CPU. Now, the CPU cooler is the Wraith cooler, which comes with the CPU. Now, keep in mind, the Ryzen 5 5500 is a 65 watt TDP. The step cooler, the Wraith step cooler, comes with it for free. So you don't have to spend no money on the manufacturer CPU cooler. I'm just keeping it base option. That cooler is $0 because it comes with the processor. The motherboard of choice is the Gigabyte A520M RS Elite at $84.99. The memory is the Team Group T Create Expert 16 GB, 2 8 GB sticks at 3600 MHz at CL18 for $61.99. The storage is the Team Group MP33 1 TB for $74.99. The video card is the Power Color RX 6400 4 GB coming in at $169.99. The case is the Fantex Eclipse P300A at $79.99. The PSU is the RS Gain 550 watt 80 plus bronze at $46.99. The case spreads are the Fantex 3-pack PHF 120SK at $34.99. The total of this build is $742.92. Now, all affiliate links will be in the description below if you want to purchase this for yourself. New builders, this is all I'm focusing on, all the newcomers, because all the old schoolers already have their parts, already did they build. And like I already said, if it's not broken, while fixing, I'm focusing on the new generation market that wants to build their system, basic system, whether you're using it for school, home office. And viewers, keep in mind, when I mean home office, that means running your home office business. Home office business consists of investor, stocks and trades. You're running a coffee shop. You're doing a home business where you're selling t-shirts or clothing line, whatever. You can go ahead and use your POS system, which is in your cash register in your computer. And you can go ahead and keep a track of your sales, your spreadsheets, your inventory list, sheets, etc. All that can be listed into the computer. And that's what I mean by home office. I'm not talking about home office gaming center. No, I'm not talking about that home office. I'm talking about just your basic, regular business owner's PC. And you can use it for school as well too. If you want to go ahead on, don't believe in the laptops like me, you can say, you know what, I'm gonna do this here my style with my desktop. And if you want to make great changes later on down the line, then that's good. You can do that. The grand total of this build here is $742.92. Now, those are options that I'm giving my brother. If you like it, then you can go ahead and click on the affiliate links and then go ahead and hit me up and say, Ron, I got the system coming in. I'll bring the parts so you can go ahead and build it, and I'll show y'all on my YouTube channel. I'll put my brother's system together for y'all to see. Y'all gonna love it. It's great. Can't go wrong with it. I want to thank y'all for watching. If you like this video, give me a like, hit the like button on the way out. You can't go wrong with what I do. I love doing the price list. I love doing that. I find the parts, keep everything in the respective budget range of living. I'm not going to sit down and say, hey, let's build your $60,000 PC. No, that's not happening. Other than that, it's not happening, and I don't believe in spending more money for something you can just go ahead and do simple. Alrighty, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.